Your dog is sitting next to you right now, looking completely normal, maybe a little sleepy, maybe staring at nothing in particular. But behind those calm eyes is a biological detection system so advanced that it makes every piece of technology in your house look like a children's toy. Your dog is sensing things about you, about your home, about the people around you, that you will never be able to perceive on your own. These aren't exaggerations. These are 7 documented abilities your dog is using right now, and some of them might genuinely unsettle you. 1. Your dog can sense an earthquake before it happens. For centuries, people reported dogs behaving erratically before earthquakes, howling for no reason, refusing to go inside, pacing, trembling, trying to leave the house. Scientists dismissed it as folklore, but the evidence kept stacking up. Before an earthquake, shifting tectonic plates generate P waves that travel ahead of the destructive shaking humans feel. These are subtle. Most people can't detect them, but dogs, whose paws contain dense clusters of vibration-sensitive nerve endings, feel these micro-tremors long before the ground shakes in any way a human would notice. There's also growing research that immense pressure in rock before a fracture releases charged particles, changes in static electricity that could affect an animal's sensory systems. A study in Japan documented dogs showing elevated stress behaviors not hours, but days before major seismic events. So if your dog suddenly refuses to settle, pacing and whining for no reason you can identify, maybe the reason isn't in the room. Maybe it's under the ground. 2. Your dog can smell cancer. This has moved past theory into medical reality. Cancer cells metabolize differently than healthy cells. They produce volatile organic compounds released in trace amounts so small that laboratory equipment struggles to isolate them. But a dog's nose, with 300 million olfactory receptors, doesn't struggle at all. Trained detection dogs have identified lung cancer from breath samples and melanoma from skin samples with accuracy rates above 90%. In some trials, dogs outperformed standard screening methods. But here's what should sit with you. Those are trained dogs. Your pet has the same biological hardware. There are hundreds of cases of untrained dogs becoming obsessed with a specific spot on their owner's body, sniffing it, nudging it, licking it, weeks before a diagnosis confirmed cancer in that exact location. If your dog becomes fixated on one area of your body and won't let it go, don't dismiss it. That nose might be reading something your body hasn't told you yet. 3. Your dog knows a storm is coming hours before you do. You check the weather app. Your dog checks the atmosphere. And your dog is faster. Dogs detect drops in barometric pressure that precede storms long before any visible weather change. Their inner ears and sinuses are sensitive to atmospheric pressure in ways human anatomy isn't. When a storm approaches, your dog feels the shift as a physical sensation hours in advance. It's not just pressure. The electrical charge in the air changes. Static builds. Dogs feel it in their fur, particularly thick-coated breeds. And then there's smell. An approaching storm carries ozone, the scent of distant rain, changing humidity that alters every scent molecule in the environment. This is why your dog panics on a perfectly clear afternoon, and you think they're being dramatic. 3 hours later, a thunderstorm rolls in. They weren't dramatic. They were 3 hours ahead of you. 4. Your dog can detect a seizure before it happens. Some dogs sense that their owner is about to have a seizure up to 45 minutes before it occurs, when the person still feels completely normal. The leading theory involves scent. Before a seizure, the brain undergoes electrical changes that alter the body's chemical output. Shifts in sweat composition and breath chemistry occur before any outward symptom. Dogs appear to read these biochemical precursors like a flashing warning light. The most remarkable part is that some dogs develop this ability without training. Families with epileptic members have reported pet dogs independently learning to alert before seizures. Nobody taught the dog. The dog figured it out by paying attention in ways no human could replicate. 5. Your dog knows when someone is lying. When a person lies, their body changes. Heart rate elevates. Cortisol spikes. Breathing becomes irregular. Muscle tension shifts. No single change is visible to a human observer. But your dog reads them as a pattern, a scent and body language signature that says this person is not genuine. A study at Kyoto University showed dogs track human reliability. A person pointed to a container with food, and the dog followed. Then the same person pointed to an empty container. The third time that person pointed, the dogs refused to follow. They categorized that individual as unreliable in just 2 interactions, but it goes beyond learned behavior. When a stranger comes to your home saying all the right things but broadcasting concealed discomfort, your dog picks up the gap between what's being said and what's being felt. They become watchful. They position themselves between you and the person. They refuse to approach someone everyone else trusts. Your dog isn't psychic. They're reading the body, and the body doesn't lie. 6. Your dog senses grief before you've processed it. There's a difference between sadness and grief. Sadness is on the surface. Grief lives deeper. Sometimes it moves through you before you've consciously registered it, triggered by a date, a song, a smell your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. Your dog senses this before you've identified it. When grief moves at a subconscious level, your dog becomes quieter. They watch you more. They stop bringing toys. They stop asking for play. They mirror your withdrawal with their own stillness because their emotional system is synchronized with yours, and they feel the shift even when you can't name it. Owners who've gone through significant losses often report their dog's behavior changing before they realized they were grieving. The anniversary of a death. The dog acted different in the morning. It wasn't until afternoon that the owner realized what day it was. The dog's biology had already read the cortisol spike, the shift in scent that grief produces. They knew before you did. 7. Your dog senses when you're about to come home. This sounds impossible until you see it. Your dog goes to the window and waits. Not when you pull into the driveway, minutes before. Sometimes 10 minutes. Long before any sound or visual cue could explain it. Biologist Rupert Sheldrake filmed dogs at home, while owners returned at random, non-routine times. The dogs moved to the window well before the owner was within any sensory range. No car sounds. No routine to predict. The dogs simply knew. The conventional explanation is scent timelines. Your scent fades at a predictable rate throughout the day. Your dog may have learned that when your scent reaches a certain faintness, you tend to appear. A biological clock built on smell. But even this struggles with cases where owners returned at completely random times using different vehicles. Wherever you are right now, there's a good chance your dog will be waiting at the door before you get there. Not because they heard your car, because something in them felt you getting closer. Something science is still trying to name. 7 secrets, 0 words. And a nose, ears, and instincts that make the entire human sensory system look like it's running on dial-up. Your dog isn't just your companion, they're your early warning system, and they've been on duty since the day they met you.